Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for the third annual Delta Day at the Montgomery County Council. I'm honored to be here with my colleague, Mr. Gabe Albornoz, Chair of the Health and Human Services, where we serve together. And this event has been spearheaded by good friend and fellow member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Miss Pamela Luckett. Thank you so much. I'm honored to be joined by our two chapter presidents. We have with us Sora Brooke Holmes of the Potomac Valley Alumnae Chapter, and we also have Barbara Boney from the Montgomery County, Maryland Alumnae Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. This organization has over 112 years of experience all across not just the United States, but the world. As we heard earlier this morning about the chapters that have been located and founded all over the world, it's so heartwarming to see our sisterhood expand our work, our scholarship, and our public service to ensure that the least among us, the most vulnerable, are taken care of. And we also, through our Delta Gems program, ensure that our young people are also empowered to carry on the legacy of our founders. And so we wanted to share a few words just about our organization. In addition to the work that we've done, we have a programmatic thrust 5-point program. And through this effort, this is how we champion all of our initiatives, whether it's through economic development, ensuring pathways to home ownership, and addressing access to affordable housing, political involvement through social action, ensuring the health and well-being of our community through our health and mental health, physical and mental health programmatic thrusts. And as I mentioned, our international development, and of course, education. That is so important to the founding of our organization. As college-educated women, we want to ensure the legacy of education all throughout the programs that we foster and continue to support. Every year on December 1st, the Deltas host an annual breakfast in honor of World AIDS Day. As I mentioned earlier downstairs, as the lead for eliminating disparities in public health, it is so sad to see that 1 in 5 of our residents are diagnosed with HIV/AIDS, and 85% of those diagnosed are Black women. So it's an epidemic that we continue to champion and shine a light on. It shouldn't happen in a county like Montgomery County, but that's the reality. And not just in health disparities, but ensuring we eliminate disparities in our economy are on the top of our list of priorities. So I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Councilmember Albornoz now.
Thank you. Well, good morning, good people. It is a privilege, truly a privilege this morning, an honor to be with all of you. I want to begin by expressing on behalf of all of my colleagues on the council what a wonderful thing it is for us to have the opportunity to work alongside Councilmember Sayles and Pam Luckett every day here on the council doing the people's work, and they represent this remarkable institution. I had the opportunity to share a few words upstairs at a breakfast. And what I shared was, in these times of chaos and confusion, the Deltas help provide some clarity. They help remind us that extraordinary women can do extraordinary things. And we as a community can come together and push back against that chaos and confusion and remind us of the importance of the principles of togetherness, and that alone, none of us can do anything, but together we can accomplish so much more. What the Deltas do every day on behalf of our entire community, not just here in Montgomery County, but as you heard in the state of Maryland, in our country, and around the world, is help uplift communities, build bridges, and to educate our community about the importance of issues that impact their community every day. So this is a wonderful day, one that I need, filled with hope. We all need a lot more hope these days. And I want to thank all of you for your leadership, your commitment, and your partnership with Montgomery County.
Before I turn this over to our two presidents to share a brief, so we are going to read the proclamation. We heard from our presidents downstairs. They also shared their legislative priorities for 2025. For those who aren't familiar with the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, we are one of 9 members of the Divine Nine, which is the National Pan-Hellenic Council of Sororities and Fraternities established by Black communities all across college campuses, HBCU campuses. And we also have our colleague, Councilmember Jawando, a member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. With Black History coming up in just a few days, we will be hosting another event to shine light on the Divine Nine fraternities and sororities and all the contributions that they are contributing to our community. As we spoke this morning, Councilmember Albornoz reminded us that just yesterday you may have received the alert, like many of us, that the administration is going to be shutting off funds for nonprofits. We don't know how that's going to impact nonprofits here in Montgomery County, but you can rest assured that the Health and Human Services Committee will be vigilant and overseeing taking care of our communities in that absence. Thank you. Now we'll read the proclamation. The County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland proclamation. Whereas Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated was founded on January 13th, 1913 by 22 African-American undergraduate women studying at Howard University who sought to create an organization rooted in sisterhood, scholarship, service, and social action. And
whereas 112 years later, the organization has blossomed into more than those courageous young women could have ever imagined, with over 350,000 initiated women and over 1,000 chapters around the world. And
whereas the theme for the work of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated for this biennium is Forward with Fortitude, engaging our sisterhood, empowering our communities, and elevating our impact.
And whereas the Montgomery County Alumnae Chapter, chartered in 1970, and the Potomac Valley Alumni Chapter, chartered in 1985, work independently and collaboratively across Montgomery County to serve the community's various needs through the sorority's 5-point programmatic thrust: economic development, educational development, international awareness and involvement, physical and mental health, and political awareness and involvement. And whereas
members of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated are leaders in the community across Montgomery County and in the state of Maryland, holding elected offices on the federal, state, and local levels, and the Board of Education, in addition to prominent roles as business leaders, educators, entrepreneurs, and community activists. And
whereas the impact of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is felt every day in Montgomery County through a wide range of service programs such as Delta Academy, Delta GEMS, GEMS, and Embody, EMBODI, STEM and reading programs, voter registration, and community conversations with elected officials like the one we had this morning, MLK Day of service, and various health and wellness programs, including the annual World AIDS Day Solidarity for Health Equity Breakfast and Black Maternal Health Day of Service. Now, Councilmember Sayles is going to take us home.
Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Montgomery County Council hereby celebrates the Montgomery County Alumnae Chapter and the Potomac Valley Alumnae Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated on the 3rd annual Delta Day at the County Council. And be it further resolved that you have our commitment as partners in your ongoing efforts to improve the quality of life for all residents across Montgomery County, presented on this 28th day of January in the year 2025 by Councilmember Gabe Albornoz, Councilmember Laurie-Anne Sayles, and Council President Kate Stewart. Thank you. Oh, and I would be remiss if I did not recognize our United States Senator Angela Alsobrooks, a fellow member and soror of our organization. We're so proud to have her leading our state. Thank you.